Hi, this is the K3, and this is our weekly watch list, where we watch as many K-dramas as humanly and our schedules allow possible, and come back to you and report to you what we're liking, loving, and dropping. But before we get started, we have names of people who commented, and we are going to do a drawing. Let's throw them into a hat. Which hat do we want to use?
So this is an LA Dodgers baseball cap from Korea Night, and we're going to give away 2 winners. You each get a hat if you liked and if you commented on an August video, and if you are a subscriber.
Heck yeah.
Is that everyone's names?
This is everyone's name that commented and hopefully subscribed. For the 2 winners, we have not quite hit 1,000 yet, so the big basket, the kahuna gift, is not ready yet.
With the 3rd hat.
All right, Are we ready?
Yes.
Number 1.
Winner of LA Dodgers Korea Night hat from the K3
is Pamela Fisher.
Yay!
Thank you, Pamela. And the second one is...
Mixing. Okay.
Second one goes to Christine C.
Yay!
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
It's on your hats.
Excellent.
Yes.
And thank you everybody else who commented and continues to support our channel. Thank you so much. So with all that real quick, if Pamela and Christine could go ahead and message us on Twitter. Or follow us on Twitter. We'll follow you back, and then we'll DM shipping, all that good stuff, so we can make sure that we get your address and are able to send these off to you.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for subscribing.
Thank you. Let's get into this weekly watches, because holy cow, we have finales, we've got beginnings, we've got amazing final scenes of shows that are what? Can we have a season 2? Oh my God. All right, let's get started. All right, Monday, Tuesday. I want to hear your song. Karen, are we still in cracktastic territory?
We are not.
No.
There's been a change.
Oh, goodness gracious, do tell.
Yeah. I'm at a like level, so I think.
Oh, wait.
We've dropped.
We skipped over
we
love.
skipped over love.
We dropped
Oh,
a
no.
couple of notches.
I had to put it on hold this week, so what happened?
Okay, and you dropped it, right?
It never started now.
You're really not. Okay. First things first, my crazy theory was debunked within the first 60 seconds of episode 13 this week.
So no crazy surgery.
No,
Plastic
none of
surgery,
That.
okay.
None of that. No secret identity, except for the fact that Yeon Woo-jun's character is using his dead brother's name. But it seems like everything that he's been doing, from using his younger brother's name to recreating all of these scenarios with her, were all to just get to the truth of who murdered his brother. So, okay, great. That's fine. I realized why the show is cracktastic and why this has changed for me. And I think it reminded me a lot of the very first K-drama that I watched, which was Bad Guy with Kim Nam-gil.
Yeah.
In that our hero is tormented and has a mission to resolve his longing and hurt. And just that longing that he had, and I was like, oh, this reminds me so much of that show.
Right.
But it's a little bit more modern. Well, now that we're at the halfway point, the tropes are starting to catch up to the story and starting to be more glaring.
More tropey?
More tropey.
Okay.
Well, I think it was always tropey.
Oh, yeah.
But
not tropalicious?
not
Just-
tropalicious.
Damn
It went from, I was laughing at a scene where like the 2 women were like, I will cut you down to size. And that was, slap on the floor, and I'm just like, it's hilarious, to like, I really don't want to see a show where women are cutting down other women to get ahead. I'm just like, eh.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
anyway, the drug of the show has worn off, but I'm still at a level. I'm still interested enough and invested enough to give it another week and see what happens. The only theory I'm holding on to is I believe the murder motive was jealousy. Whose jealousy? We have a lot of suspects.
There's so many options.
It could have been anybody. I don't think it was her. She has a memory
Right.
of the knife. Of course, she had the knife. She probably came upon him with the knife in his stomach and got scared and pulled it out and ran.
Considering we've known this since episode 1, I think that is probably... We've seen this. We've been to this rodeo.
We've seen this flashback a few times.
Absolutely.
So we'll see, because his character's combination of that longing for truth and the devastation over losing his brother, mixed with the desperation, is starting to make him a little
Creepy?
The creepiness that I think you noticed from the beginning is like, it's making me go, oh, this is go off the deep end. So
Okay. All
let's
right.
see.
Well,
He-
I'm
he could
sorry,
come a little,
Karen.
He could come a little unhinged.
Oh.
We'll see. I'm a like. I know a couple of our commenters. One of them's like, yeah, I think I'm done. I'm bored. I'm not bored, but I'm kind of like, oh, is this just going to be another trope show?
Damn it. Because I like him a lot.
I like him a lot
I
too.
really was hoping for more from this one.
We'll
All
see.
right.
Well, we'll see. I'll give it another week
All
and
right.
report back.
We had a new one this week as well, right? And it was called The Great Show. Did you guys watch it?
I watched episode 1.
I watched 1 and 2.
Yeah,
It's adorable.
He's
he's-
ridiculously good looking.
He really is. He really is. And this is my favorite thing about Song Sung-hyo. He's hilarious.
He
He
is.
is so good at the comedy.
The comedy, because he's such a heavy,
Yes.
right? Like he can do the heavy duty drama stuff, and it's so fun to watch him in this kind of ridiculous role.
Yes.
So
I'm so enjoying it. My only quibble with it's definitely found family. So if you're a found family person, jump on it. It's found family from the get-go. Right?
yeah, and it's our teen from
Yeah.
Kill It.
Oh, I don't know
Yeah.
if that's good or bad. Is it good or bad?
It started
Remember,
strong.
she's
so-
the little sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Oh, that's who she
yeah,
is.
she's sassy. I like
oh, yeah,
her.
I like
Oh,
her.
another
I like
sassy
her a
character.
lot. And I really am enjoying it. My only quibble is that they're trying to actually convince us that Lee Sun-bin, is that her name, is the same age as Song Sung-hyo.
She's 25.
He's 42.
Yes.
Come on. They did not go to school together in any universe. Not unless he went back to school to get his master's late in life.
No manner of makeup and pigtails can
No.
put them in the same class.
Really? You couldn't find a 40-year-old actress?
No,
Come
I'll
on,
even take 35.
people.
Like, are you kidding? Like, it's
Silly.
really absurd that
Yeah.
she's like, he was my first love. Were you 4? Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's the most absurd plot point there is, because you're just kind of like, he looks
Yeah.
really good for his age,
Yes.
but
She's
not that
clearly,
She's
yeah.
Not
clearly
quite that young.
decades younger than him, right?
But other than that, it's fun.
It's a lot of fun.
It is, yeah.
And I love the fact that we know right out of the gate that he's not her father. So that's good. So he already took the DNA test. We know that he's not the father. So I think there's going to be some of that other political family shenanigans
Oh,
where
yeah,
one of
he's
them is going to
totally
end up being
using
the
them,
father.
so-
And I think we're going to that's going to be
Oh,
wrapped
that'll
in
be a
there
thing.
somewhere
Yeah.
thing. But
We see it coming down.
yeah,
the road.
yeah, it's fun. I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, great. The Great Show is pretty dang good. Not gonna lie. Wednesday, Thursday, guys. I only got. I have to do a quick backtrack. Caitlin really wanted us to watch Graceful Family. So, and I'd already kind of put it on my watch list, but I hadn't gotten to it yet. So I got to the first episode.
Is it the revenge drama?
It is the revenge drama.
The juicy revenge
Right.
drama you want it to be?
I'm not sure the revenge part of it is so fascinating to me, but what was fascinating to me is in the first 10 minutes, you watch this like Secret Service unit led by our girl from Chairwoman Yoon from not Descendants of the Sun, from Designated Survivor.
Yeah.
She's the head of this, like, it's called TOP.
Covert op.
Covert
Yeah.
op, but they basically are an operation that is solely works for this one Chaebol family. And so anytime one
They
of
have
these
their own
idiots,
secret service.
Yes.
Yeah, so whenever one of the
them
kids gets in
trouble,
trouble, she's there to swoop in.
So they've got different agents for each
Gotcha.
one,
Yes.
assigned to each one.
Oh,
And the
that's so
first
funny.
15,
Because
20...
they drink and drive a lot.
Yes. So you did watch it?
I watched the first 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. That was my favorite part of the whole thing. It was amazing watching her and like just being just a badass and calling plays.
Commander
and it was
in
great.
the control center,
so
and yeah.
great. I loved it. So I'm hoping we spend more time there. I'm not quite sure we're going to, but it was enjoyable. I mean, the first episode was a little long for me. It's a little over the top, but I'm definitely going to hang in there and kind of see where it goes because I love Baek Jung-uk, who is Chairwoman Yoon, who is also the head of this. And so I really like her. And she's one of the main roles. She's not just a guest role. So she's one of the
okay.
key players.
Oh,
so
fun.
that's kind of what I'm excited
Yeah.
about. So
Yeah.
I'm going to hang in there for a little while. So thank you for the recommendation, Caitlin. Thanks for making me do that. I appreciate it. Yay, Graceful Family. One I still haven't gotten back to is When the Devil Calls Your Name. How we doing?
Oh, okay. So I was wondering what Park Sung-woong was really doing in this because he was the devil, and it's like, why
Right.
is he a human? Because he's not super interested in EL, and he doesn't need to be a human to torment Jung Kyung-ho,
Right.
who he's been toying with, because Jung Kyung-ho is trying to get Isol to give up her soul so that he can live because the
Right.
10 years of his contract is up. So, all right, so fate. right?
Of
They're
course.
all
Tell us
interconnected.
more.
Wait,
So,
the
yeah.
devil's not really the devil?
No.
Oh, sorry.
No, he is.
Okay.
But Isol, when she was a teenager, befriended this old down and out musician who lived a couple houses down from her, and this is Jung Kyung Ho in his former incarnation.
Right.
So he was once famous. He was in a band called Liver and Gallbladder.
Nice.
Right,
Well,
with
if I
somebody
remember from the first couple of episodes I did watch, she really enjoyed his one song, and it was the first time he heard anyone say when she was designated driving for him that someone actually really enjoyed his song.
Yes, because she knew him in his previous life. So how can I explain this expeditiously? I don't know.
I'm with you so far.
All right, so he's down and out. Turns out he's got an ex-girlfriend with a son who is ill, right? And he's been ignoring them the whole time because he's depressed.
And it's his son.
It's his son.
Okay, gotcha.
Who grows up to be the puppy, right? Who we see later, who's also searching for him. All right, so son, 8-year-old. No, wait, I can't remember how old he is.
Young.
Young son is in the hospital. He and Isol go to stumble on the wedding of his former partner.
Whose former
from
partner?
Jung Kyung Ho's former partner.
Oh, music partner.
Music partner from Liver and Gallbladder.
Okay.
Oh.
Right, is his son's wedding. Okay, so there's a collision in the hallway and all the wedding money scatters. Isol is a teenager who's been bugging Jung Kyung Ho all day, right? Jung Kyung Ho steals some money. She gets blamed for it. So a little while later, when she defends herself against her abusive father, she ends up in prison for 10 years because the judge says it's excessive defense.
Oh.
So even though her father was abusive, it's because she had on her record that she had stolen this wedding money. So it was Jung Kyung Ho's fault. But he used the money to save his son. So now he's now made his deal with the devil, and now we're all in this current world, right? Mm-hmm. Where Jung Kyung Ho is lying out of his teeth because it's kind of getting caught. Like, where did you come from? You're super famous. But it's because he aged down.
Right.
He should be 60, but he's like in his 30s.
Right.
So all of these terrible things that happened, and also the devil, his minion, sold his soul because his little girl died, and he sold his soul so that he could see his daughter once a month, his dead daughter once a month. So there's all these parental relationships, right?
Okay.
You know, abusive parents and helping each other.
children.
So why the parental stuff? Because Park Sung-moon is walking down the street and he's thinking to himself, what is it with fathers? And he hears his name and he turns around and he looks at Kim Won-hae, says,
yes!
Dad.
Shut up. Kim Won-hae is God.
Kim Won-hae is God.
Okay, now I suddenly need to jump into the show and watch with her.
We thought Kim Won-hae
to
just
get
ran
that.
a fish restaurant that Isol worked at, but no,
Oh, no.
Kim Won-hae is God.
That's
Oh my God.
hilarious.
It was a
Perfect
really
casting.
long setup.
Oh my
wasn't it?
God,
No,
I love
know.
that so
That was
much.
worth it.
Okay. I may jump back in at this point.
Yeah,
have to keep
you
me
can
posted.
skip over.
Yeah, I feel like I
and
can skip
start
back
in.
all of that. But yes. Okay. That's fantastic.
Kim Won-hae for
Kim
the win.
Won-hae for the win. Absolutely.
Well done.
Absolutely. That's amazing. Oh my God, I love it. Oh my God. Oh, that's great.
He hasn't been in enough this year.
No.
He needs to be in
I
more
know.
shows.
I feel like he's taking a bit of a
Yeah,
break.
really,
It's disappointing. All right. One that's about to wrap up that we will get to the finale after the finale. Oh, yeah. We're taking a bit of a small break. We won't be here next week, but we'll be back the week after that. So we'll give you final thoughts on this one then. Rookie Historian.
Yes.
It's just, I say it. I do. I
Love
say
it.
it every week.
Loving
It is
it.
just, you know, there's some dramas where you have to put a lot of mental energy into them.
Yes.
And you love them because they're
Yes.
just so intricate and they're so like Justice. They're so intricate and so many story
Yeah.
points, or even like Hotel de Luna. I love it because I'm attached to all these characters and you just want to see everybody be happy. Like like Rookie Historian is just really well written and easy to watch.
Mm.
I'm attached to the characters, but you kind of know that everybody's going to end up okay, but it's still really well written, and it's just
fun to watch how it is playing out.
So well. Oh, I gotta love him so much. So this week we get a random white dude. It was bizarre.
Huh?
Guy in from France.
Okay.
Yep. So he came in, and with this, we kind of learned that we kind of started learning a little bit more about the Western world, because of the Western world has a very strong influence through the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
Because we find out that RYUNG is actually not the younger sister to the older guy. She's actually the child of a murdered doctor that was basically trained all of these doctors in Western medicine. So he was already on the outskirts of stuff. So he was the one who got her, when she was like 6, she got her into all the Western philosophy and interest, right? So this guy from France comes in, and his brother was one of the doctors that trained at the thing, and he died. And so why this guy felt the need to like travel like a spy to get into Chosin to go see his brother's grave was left to kind of on the cutting room floor, but it was a huge thing. And so we learn more about our young prince and how he is more of of the people kind of prince than his father, because we're starting to realize that it's definitely not his father. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, it was just delightful. It was great. And Go Hae-rung has this great moment where our French guy is telling our wacky prince and his staff the story of Rapunzel, and everyone there is like, that's so romantic, it's so great. And then the prince, to impress Go Hae-rung, because he's in love with her, tells her the story, and she's like, it's just not really working for me at all. So like, you're trying to explain to me that this girl grew her hair, and like
he climbed up her
yeah,
hair.
and she's basically like, she's like,
in a
have you ever combed your hair? If you even get a knot in it, it hurts like heck. She's like, I can't even imagine someone crawling up of it. And then she's like, a full grown man. Did your neck hurt when he got there? Or was she knocked out? And like, and he's just looking at her like, I thought it was romantic. She's like, no. And then she realizes that everybody else is kind of like, she's like, oh wait. No, please tell me more. And he's like, and the prince is just like, no, I'm done. It was just, and so it's moments like that, which is why I love it so much. Like she'll hit this feminist stride, and she knows she's right, and everybody around her knows she's right, and so it's amazing, and I love it so much. And then right at the end of this week's episode, heading into the final 2, the king has laid down his edict. The prince is gonna have an arranged marriage.
Oh, of course he is.
No. So that's how we're going to wrap up the last 2 episodes. That's how we're going to get out of that. Because the preview basically was like, I will marry no one but Go Hae-rung. I was like, oh, look at you, little feisty young man. So yes, seriously, if you just need like a nice little break, it's perfect.
Oh, great.
It's just such an easy watch. I love it so much. So thank you. Oh, Rookie Historian, Go Hae-rung. You really have made my Wednesday, Thursdays so delightful. Because then there's justice.
Yeah, talk about a 180 from that.
Good God. Like, these are my notes. Like, I just have notes and scribbles and more notes and things, and like,
wow.
I can't even read them.
That was like me with I Want to Hear Your Voice the first couple weeks.
Did you finish those 2 episodes this week?
I did.
And?
I finished them earlier in the week, and now I'm trying to remember how it ended.
It ended with Hyung walking in with his ledger book with everything on
sitting
everybody.
down in front of prosecutor Nana.
Wait, didn't she get...
Somebody
got kidnapped.
It was a joke.
She went to his house.
Yeah, because
we were worried that she would get...
Yeah, but Chae Jin-hyuk was right there.
Had he not shown up, I think she was in dire straits.
Yeah. Okay, but he got there in time.
He showed up, and he kind of, there was, shenanigans, like psycho shenanigans. And so I think, it's possible we might have, she might have gotten out, but I think because he showed up right then, it then became a situation.
But I'm really worried about our father-son relationship.
Oh, it's ruined.
Yes.
But I was fascinated by the fact that that nothing else caused him to deviate off that path until his son was like, basically, you're a piece of shit. Yeah. And it was, which he is. Yes. But it was, did he not think his son was going to, say that when the time came? Like,
did he expect him to be loyal the whole time?
Yeah, it was
because his son is clearly morally speaking, is a very good young man.
Absolutely.
And I wasn't sure how much he was going to protect his father, or how, because it's tormenting him.
Exactly. So it was slower paced these 2 weeks, but it also was like really interesting that even though Che Jin-hyuk basically abandoned him, even though he loved him almost like a son or at least like a brother kind of a thing, that didn't stop him. Getting the girls killed didn't stop him. Nothing stopped him until his son was like, hey dad. And so it was, I think the only, for me, story-wise, the only, not misstep, but the thing that kind of, my only quibble on that is like, you've seen your son grow up. Did you not expect this as the outcome of how you saw how he was when you kneeled to be this whole thing started. You knew that he didn't want you to kneel in front of all these guys to get this ball rolling.
Right.
Did you think?
But he put him in that position. He put him in Che Jin-hyuk's law office.
Right.
You know, so he knew.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just I'm kind of like, okay, this show has been really, really good up to this point. So I do feel like maybe there's going to be a bigger reveal or something.
Maybe there's something else.
I don't know, but we're heading into the final weeks. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is.
Oh, I can't believe I have to wait 2 weeks to hear how the show ends, and I can't bring myself to watch because I'm scared.
We've kind of figured everything out, but now it's just kind of how all those pieces get wrapped up because Che Jin has to go to jail because I believe they killed those 3 people at the beginning. I believe
anybody else going to die?
2, right?
You think is anyone else going to?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, my guess is
psycho killer.
Somebody's going to die.
I mean, I think the psycho killer has to go down.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's probably going to die.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not really horribly.
But how?
I wish I wrote down this actor's name.
By
He
whose
is
hand?
so creeptastic.
I know, and he plays another psychopath coming up
Does
in a
he?
new show. Like,
Well, I mean, know your wheelhouse, man, because holy cow,
Laugh all the way to the bank.
he can turn on a dime from you're like, ooh, oh, he's so good.
So scary.
He is. He's
know.
super crazy, scary. All right, let's see. Do I have any other Oh, I literally wrote down so many crazy people in this show. The security for a guy who's a psychopath who keeps people locked up in his house, security is very lax in this big mansion. Like the fact that
Are they aware
just
of
take a left from the wine cellar.
Exactly. I was like, what? And suddenly you're in all the locked rooms.
I know,
Like,
with all these padlocks on the door. Like, I wonder what's in there.
Lock picker.
And then you get there, and all the padlocks are undone because why? But they are. And then you walk in, and you see all the monitors, and then you walk through another door, and it's like there's the holding room, and then Che Jin-hyuk just goes running in and knows exactly where he's going, and I'm like, this seems like a really badly built compound.
I know. What kind of secret room?
Is he like? Does his security staff? Are they unaware of these captives, and that's why
there was no security?
I don't know.
It was bizarre, but it was just funny. It was just something I was writing down.
Get into the house?
I was like, no one should be able to enter this house without without being screened. But yeah, it's all good. Okay. That was my one thought. All right, moving on. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Marisa and my binge watching love affairs in the afternoon.
Well, remember, I'm the person who loved When the Wind Blows, that melodrama.
Oh, right.
So I do have to say, it wrapped up really well, and I really enjoyed it.
Okay, yeah.
great.
But it's really heavy on the symbolism.
Oh, okay.
You know, the birds, love, hope, and faith. She takes hope with her, Park Ha-sun, when she leaves, and because they find everyone gets divorced. Everybody, everybody, because there's kind of a question of Ye Ji-won returns to her husband because she's got 2 kids, she's got 2 daughters, but it's revealed later in episode 16 that she's actually moved out. But both our women, Park Ha-sun and Ye Ji-won, are both artists who left behind their own
Personal interests.
Yeah, their own personal interests for the safety and stability of marriage, and it just stifled them.
Right.
So for Ye Ji-won, she literally dressed in long dresses at home and made all these homemade meals with this frilly apron on. It's not who she is, right? No wonder she was having afternoon affairs every day between 3 and 5. And so for Park Ha-sun, after she sets fire to all of these things, poor girl. Aww. But so she ends up in the hospital. She's literally recovering from all this smoke inhalation. And her husband goes, "Let's get a divorce." I'm like, wow, dude, your timing is So they
This was after they signed that agreement where they had to pay $1 million.
to the other,
That was
yeah,
to the other.
woman.
That was the wife.
Oh,
Right?
But the thing is, Park Ha-sung knows that there's a woman who does love her husband, and so she divorces him, and goes to live her life, and she's still cleaning, and she's still making the beds, but it's her choice now, and
Nice.
she's
Okay.
writing, and because did I forget to mention we've jumped 3 years ahead?
Of course we have.
Wow, a 3-year jump. Okay.
Throw three-year jump, because that way Lee Sung-yup can get his PhD in the United States
Ah,
and
right.
come back.
Because we knew he was
Yeah.
overseas, right?
So
okay.
Park
All right.
Ha-sung spies Lee Sung-yup's wife pushing a stroller, and she panics. She hides, but it turns out she's with an American or some white guy. And they're together, and she looks up her Instagram, and she sees that Lee Sung-yup's is now divorced, and that the wife has remarried. So where is Lee Sung-yup?
In 3 years, they both got divorced and didn't contact each other? Is this because of the binding $1 billion contract they signed?
Right, that's why because she didn't know, because they were off in the United
right,
States.
okay, all right.
Yeah, so she didn't know.
Gotcha.
He was getting his PhD so that he could return to Korea, and now he's running a forestry institute.
Ah.
So, our girl, Park Ha-sung, just to backtrack a little bit, she leaves the hospital where her ex-husband and his new wife now have a baby, and her horrible mother-in-law, Kim Mi-kyung, has dementia.
Oh, Kim Mi-kyung.
Kim Mi-kyung.
That is.
Oh my God, she needs a solid role after
Yes,
this, 'cause this was
please.
not.
Do you know what she actually is coming into?
What?
VIP.
Oh!
I'm so excited for the show. I can't.
Finally.
Oh,
Oh my
it's
God.
gonna be so good.
October, I'm so
So good,
excited.
so
Sorry.
good.
I just had to nerd out about that because I'm
All
so
right.
excited for that one.
Thank you.
Sorry.
So Park Ha-sung takes Hope, the bird,
Of
and she goes off to
She carries hope with her.
She carries Hope with her in a cage and goes off to Lee Sung-yup's country house that his grandfather left him. And there she sets Hope free.
Oh!
So 3 years later, she, after seeing her ex-husband and his new wife with the baby and her mother-in-law with dementia, she goes back to that house and sees that the bird cage with its door open has a nest in it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm not even going to lie to you. I was going to make a joke, but I didn't want to interrupt you. I'm like, does she go back 3 years later and Hope now has a family? Shut up.
Yeah!
Shut up. Oh my God.
And then she turns around and who's standing right there?
He better be.
Yeah.
All right, I'll watch this.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right.
Yeah.
Winner.
Done.
I gotta say,
Done.
episode 1 is so different from episode 16. It's
Sure.
almost like a completely different
Okay.
show. Like Ye Ji-won she was so fiery at the beginning, you'll love her.
Uh-huh.
And then by the end, she's separated from her lover, but he still paints her, so they'll probably get back together.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh my God, it's
Oh,
hilarious.
It's a melodrama.
That's
It's a-
such a melody. MELO suits me. I finally got caught up.
yeah.
Did you guys get caught up?
No, I'm still behind, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'm through 6.
Okay, I'm through
6.
8.
Okay, so you're current, I think,
What do you?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are our thoughts?
They're all really quirky, and so far I like them.
Right.
Yes.
I literally my note going into 5 and 6, like halfway through 5, I wrote down such an easy, enjoyable watch, and by the time I got through 8, I was like, for real show? Come on now.
Oh.
Because this is my quibble. Once we get to 8,
Plot or characters?
plot.
Oh.
It is our two main characters.
Yeah.
They're lovely.
The writer
I don't
and the director?
Yeah, the writer and the director.
Okay.
I don't dislike them. But they just, seriously, the amount of navel gazing that occurs in episodes 7 and 8, we have like,
Oh,
we
boy.
don't stay on another situation long enough to like really get into what's going on because we always have to cut back to them analyzing it over their faux dates, whether it's, and so it's just like,
Are they drinking heavily also still?
they're not still drinking heavily. Occasionally they're getting a drink, but it's a lot of chicken.
No, it's
a lot of
it's the talking. Like
It's
she,
so much
but
talking.
right, she either talks so much and they play that funny piano music,
Right.
or she doesn't talk at all. Like
Yeah.
they spent the entire day in her apartment not talking. I'm not sure what that was about
it
either.
was-
Except it was quirky and
Yeah, like at one
Quirky.
point he kept like being so happy to see people to talk to him. Like, leave,
I know.
just leave the apartment. Like, why are you there? Like, yeah. Because my problem is that I like the other characters so much that I just feel like we're shortchanging them.
Oh.
Because we're not getting into what those relationships are. Like Gong Myung's girlfriend, that relationship is juicy for analyzation.
Oh, wow. She's still around?
She is.
Oh, no.
And it's that whole, you know, when do you break? Is that whole breakup idea. But we opened like episode 5, I think, with like a 10-minute retrospective of her relationship with the guy, with the assistant director who's not even a key player. But then we cut back to him talking with the food person numerous times about the relationship between the director and his ex-girlfriend, now writer. Like, it's like, who are these players? And I don't understand what's happening.
Do you remember the show 30-something?
Vaguely.
Yes.
And it was just so much talking. And then some kind of life thing might happen, but there was so much talking. And it feels like that to me. And a ridiculous amount of product placement. Like, I feel like the director, writer, they just wanted to eat their way through 16 episodes.
More chicken?
But what?
Hot dogs.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. The hot dog,
green onions.
It was crazy.
Like,
Well, when one of your characters is the marketing person for a television.
No, but this was just
not even
them in their
through that.
real
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, the product placement crew is my favorite crew.
Yes,
Like,
they are fun.
They are the ones I want to watch more of. Like, did you get to the part where she was really upset because all of the men around the
Her
set,
Opa thing? It was hilarious. She was smart about that.
Oh, and I think it was the director who was like, "Well, why don't you just
do it?"
And everyone was like, "What?" And then she just went on this rampage of just
Aggio. It was so well played.
Oh my God, it was so well done to the point where the guys were like, I am so sorry I ever said anything. Like, it was just so well done. And then when she went and I like her a lot. And then she went and like sat in a room after she was so grossed out by herself. And then Gong Myung comes in and like gives her a little bit of a background. And then he starts to go into Aggio with it was adorable. And they started laughing together.
Cute.
Like, he was great. Like, he was like kind of like, when she was doing it, he was just like, oh, that's painful. But then he was like,
you know what? I think I like this. I like that his girlfriend is still around because when they actually get together, it's gonna be meaningful. Like they will have earned it. So I am enjoying. I get that.
And so yeah, that's my problem. I like these other people that are happening. Like our documentary director.
How's she doing?
Her story is good, but they've kind of now substituted her story for the actress who she's doing the documentary on, and then her relationship with her manager, which is adorable, and I kind of am enjoying that. And so that's now, I wish we'd spend more time there. And so, but we keep cutting back to our main couple who are really doing nothing except talking about the show that isn't written yet. And it's just kind of like, what is happening? So it's like, it's an
inside look at the creative process.
I think we're in that mid-series lull that happens where things kind of stagnate a little bit.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why
7 and 8,
it was
right?
7 and 8. It was right in that sweet spot of it. But I was just like, I got finished with 8, and I was like, I'm so annoyed right now because we just spent so much time of just analyzing actions. Like they spent a 3-minute scene about unlocking your partner's phone and learning stuff, and then we had a scene of Gong Myung's girlfriend unlocking his phone and finding out that he was having dinner with our girl, and then she showed up at the dinner, and then it became a whole thing. And I was like, but then instead of us like wrapping up with those people, we had to cut back to our writer and director commenting on how you should trust people and their better natures. And I was just like, well, couldn't we have like stayed with our couple or our 3?
Yeah.
Gotten a little bit further along before we then cut to the commentary.
I don't need running commentary for what you're already showing me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I think that's exactly what it is.
Yes.
I don't need you to analyze what you're showing me already.
Is the show trying to out-clever itself, maybe?
I think it's almost too smart for its own good. I actually wrote that down. I'm like, this is a really, really smart show. It's almost too smart.
Showing off how smart it is, maybe.
I can see that happening with this writer.
Right?
Lee Byung-hun.
Yeah, I still want to.
I'm really enjoying it. Like, there's a lot of really good stuff to be said. And I think there's a lot of social commentary for Korea that I'm loving. And so I really am enjoying watching that. But yeah, there are moments where I'm just like the old adage, show not tell kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, dude, I do not need 15 restaurant PPLs of them talking about what we just saw. And I keep saying this over and over again, but that's how I was so annoyed.
It's like this writer has had all these thoughts every time he's watched a K-drama, and he's poured them into
every
this
single one of them.
K-drama.
Yeah.
using our lead couple as his voice.
His mouthpiece.
His
Which is
mouthpiece,
amazing, but again, I'm not invested in their relationship at all.
yeah.
I mean, it's nice, it's lovely. I mean, I'm not actively like, ooh, fast forwarding through it.
Right.
But
Little much.
More
But
interested in the ones they're not showing
I'm
as
so
much.
interested in like
Huh.
all of the other characters that is happening with.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, that's MELO suits me. I'm still watching it. I'm still right there for it.
I still plan to jump
But
back in.
absolutely,
So,
I highly recommend watching it. But 7, 8 were a little rough for me.
Okay.
Just
Maybe we
know
need to
that.
roll right into
Yeah.
9 and 10.
You might want to. Yeah.
Okay.
But you
All right.
maybe skip through to the people that you're digging. The Watcher finale.
Oh.
And
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too.
I'm as confused now as I was in episode 3.
because you were loving the show, right?
Yes, but I watched the last episode and then I thought, I'm going to need a day or two to figure out how I feel about this. And here we are like a week later and I'm
Interesting.
still not sure how I feel about it, except that I do want a season 2.
Right?
The setup was all there.
Interesting.
Here's my question. Who's the bad guy?
Oh no. It didn't.
Because I feel like it was so
Answer that
hazy there at the end. Like we kind of like did the gray zone thing with romantic Dr. Teacher Kim.
Yeah.
Oh, so cute. For so long that I thought we would at least get sort of maybe not a definitive answer, but by the end of it, I felt like he was the new guy in charge of the Giants Club,
know.
and so I was kind of hazy on that. And then we find out that the commissioner actually ordered the hit on the old head of the Giants Club, and I'm just like, wait, time out. What is happening? Who and what and why
I know.
and how? And I just was so confused.
It's like too many giants, but not enough actual characters in this show.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
But I was happy to see that the whole gang was back together. So
Yeah.
there's still a unit.
Yes.
Even though they'd kind of been dispersed.
Right.
So they all came back together to work as a team. And now I'm saying this because I want you to tell me if I'm wrong, because I was really confused. So Kyung Jun is kind of like, hey, romantic Dr. Teacher Kim, I see you. I see what you're doing.
Yes.
And
I do not trust
I
you.
do not trust you, but I'm going to make
But-
sure you don't fall over the edge into evil. Like, was that
Yeah,
the
that's what I
correct
got.
read?
You stay on the right side of the line.
Yeah, but we're here together again,
Right.
even though romantic Dr. Teacher Kim was out for a hot minute, but that was a
hot
play,
minute. Yeah, it was a
right?
total play,
then
right?
he got back-
He was
yeah.
purposely misleading.
It was
No,
was just
he
a play.
confessed to having planted evidence. And
30
he
years
resigned.
ago, yeah, and resigned. But then,
But it was the statute of limitations ran out, so that's why. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So
So
it's
then our police commissioner.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
like totally bad.
Yeah, but she's
Oh.
off to the National Assembly.
Right.
Oh.
Because
That was fast.
yeah.
Because romantic Dr. Teacher Kim
setting
told her
that
to
up.
go. Yeah.
So is he setting it up because he's now the head of the Giants Club and he now has that kind of clout?
yes.
Right.
Or
He owns her now.
is there
or
is
in
there
that
is
position?
there, is there something else that we missed throughout this whole show?
Yeah, I don't know.
These are the thoughts I had
don't
at the
know.
end. I was super
Oh,
confused.
But that scene at the fishing pond where they saw something in the water and
Oh
so
my God,
just
I wrote that
runs right
down.
into the water and romantic Dr. Teacher Kim is like, you are so impatient.
You're so.
This is a swimming pool.
I literally wrote down, did he need a running start? And then I was like, oh, love the doctor. That Chief
get a
Doto
fish?
was like, idiot.
Yeah.
We're
It's
just
like
gonna fish
a
it
foot
out.
and a half
Yeah.
deep, like you didn't look.
It was fantastic.
So funny.
It was like the most absurd thing ever, but it was so natural. You're just kind of like, moron.
I know you needed to laugh for
Yeah.
a second because it was so
Yeah.
dark and
So yeah, I just was,
yeah.
I
I liked it enough to want a season 2.
yes, I did, but I need it to be a little bit more
Clear.
clear
Yeah.
as to what I'm watching.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like now I look back at the whole show and it's like, did anything that Chief Do say, was it real or was it all bullshit? Was he really on our side? Was he really going after corrupt cops because he believes that corrupt cops should be taken down? He just has his own way of doing it. And so he's just kind of sketchy on the details with that? Or is he sketchy on the details with all, and I'm sure this is probably what they're like, that's what makes it a great show. But for me, it just made me nuts. Yeah, those were my final thoughts on Watcher.
Yes.
And really, here's my final thought on Watcher. I literally wrote in my notes, do it!
Romantic Dr. Teacher Kim and Lawyer Han?
No.
And who?
Yep.
Sung Kang Joon.
So Kang Joon and Lawyer Han.
Yeah. They have a weird chemistry that I kind of want to see explored.
Yes.
I kind of do.
I'm all
It's
for
kind
that.
of, I'm kind of into it a lot. Yeah. But I also kind of liked her with Mr. Kim. But he's a little too sketchy. Like, I feel like he might cut her thumb off at some point.
Oh, no more thumbs. No more thumbs.
I don't think Sung Kang Joon would do that.
No.
They've been through this shit together, so I
That's
feel
right.
like they're more bonded.
Yeah.
No thumb cutting.
Anyway, Watcher, you were a bizarre show, but boy,
Liked you a lot.
liked you a lot.
Yeah.
You were like that weird guy at like at the bar that you're like, I have no idea why I'm still talking to you, but it's fascinating. Continue. That's how I felt at the end of it. Like, sure, why not? So season 2, bring it up.
All right.
All right.
Oh, what else needs a season 2?
Oh. Oh my God.
What
Hotel
else?
Del Luna. Good
Oh,
Lord.
good God.
Those that last
I'm looking for my notes. I
Holy
can't even find them.
crap.
That I'm not gonna lie to you. Those
Good Lord.
I was never that into him, and then I was like,
Oh, well, that's what they say. You go off to the military. They say you come out of the military a man.
good.
Not that he wasn't before,
Lord.
but
Here's
yeah.
the other thing. I will
He had a little swagger.
This is what I will say. I love hands. You have to understand. I have a thing about hands.
Oh, so
And
Oh,
so
so
the
it's
fact that
holding the drink?
they opened on the
Kim
drink,
So-yeon just
and
like
then he had like these great hands with this
And that
great and the
amazing
rings
and the ice cube.
oh,
and
and
his
then he had
scotch.
like the 40s almost style gangster thing going. I was like, stop.
Yeah.
Please give us a season 2 of this. But it's probably not going to happen.
Probably not.
But it was a
an
great.
amazing
I
end.
thought it was a great way to end
Oh, it was, yeah.
it. So, are you guys satisfied with the ending?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I
They found
It was-
each other.
Exactly.
I thought episodes 13 through 16 were just solid all the
Right.
way through. My only quibble with the show, and this is why I was not like a full-on love every week. I was kind of like, I really like it. I'm really enjoying it. Just, I don't know. What do you both think? Did the episodes need to be as long as they were? Because it was like 90 minutes per episode.
I was the kind of person that was bummed out every time they were over at 90 minutes.
Okay.
But I will say this. You could have ended the show for me at the end of episode 15.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
she
Oh,
poured
yeah.
the liquor out and we
Yeah.
knew they were going,
Mhm.
that you could have ended the show
Yeah.
there for me. I did find the final episode, it was so emotional that I just kind of was like,
show.
oh, show. I don't want
I
to
was
be
like,
this emotional.
Not another goodbye.
I know. I was like, and each one is staggered, and
and you
can't they all just leave together, like just do it as a
know.
group? Like, come
To
on.
say the Hong sisters, God, so solid from top to
So-
bottom.
Nailed it.
It was. I
Yes,
mean,
Nailed it.
the pacing was right.
Ooh.
Wrapping up the stories
Yep.
of the staff. All of that pacing was so perfect.
and the resolution for each of their
Yeah.
stories was hit
So
so well. I didn't
satisfying.
feel rushed on any of them.
oh, and especially the room manager when she was like,
Oh.
"Why didn't I ever think of
Right?
it that
Why-
way?
she's like,
She is my I'm gonna dope."
It was a little bit more.
Yeah,
But
it was a
still,
little sadder than
they hit every beat.
Yes,
And I just loved it. And I loved the fact that, I don't know, like people were upset that it wasn't a happy ending. But I mean, she was a ghost. She was already dead. So short of him
How's that
dying,
not a happy ending?
But I mean, I
They
think
wanted
it's
a
more,
wedding?
there wasn't a miracle. He didn't
by the
decide
way,
to stay
her
200
white
years.
outfit at the end is actually a bridal line. So thank you, K-drama fashion. It's from a bridal line.
It's gorgeous.
well, I mean, I think I personally
married.
felt like the ending was a little open ended. Like, did they find each other in the afterlife? Was it?
Was she
Was it?
ghost
Was
walking
it
around?
another?
Or were they finding
yeah.
each other in dreams?
Right.
That was a little, yeah.
No, but I
It's just
still
they found each other
exactly.
On
So
some plane.
I
in
was
some time and space.
completely content that even if it wasn't this next life, they were going to be reincarnated and find each other again, and it was going to be lovely. I was completely satisfied. with that.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I wrote down the note that he's, because of course, fate.
Of course, fate.
They did meet as children.
I was confused on that.
1,300 years ago.
Can someone explain to me who he was exactly? Because wasn't Man Mall? Didn't she
I
get
thought-
saved by Young Woo's
Yeah, she
family?
said she grew up with his family,
So
so I thought that
who
was
was-
him.
They
and
might
that's
have
why-
left that out because as soon as I saw, I didn't write down the actor's name, but he was the modern day dad of our lead.
Yes, he
As
was.
soon
He
as
was
I,
our
as soon
same
as I
dad.
saw him come back, I'm like, it's our same
you know
dad.
what?
He
Yeah.
found her. So they could have
In all honesty,
place her somewhere.
I recognized that I recognized the dad, but I didn't recognize who that was.
Yeah.
So I didn't
Yeah.
put that together right away.
So that was the original dad who sold
Yojingu's
Okay.
dad.
sold his son into service, basically.
right.
Yeah.
But I
To the
still was
hotel.
confused. I was a little confused.
So that was him, and
They
the
rescued
young
her,
child
but-
was.
I understood that,
Yeah.
but
At
Where-
some
yeah,
point,
how
he
did-
gave
how-
them to another. They gave
Right.
him to
Is that what happened?
Her to another family. Had to
Yeah.
have, because she said she grew up with.
but I thought she said that they saved her.
That I don't recall.
Okay, I'll have to go back and check. But
Maybe
anyway,
saved in the bigger
was-
sense.
it was
it
was a quibble. I was like, all right, somehow it'll make sense. But yeah, that was my only place where I was like, I have no idea what's happening right now.
But when that happened, because at first I was like, oh really? They met. I was like, okay, that's very sweet and lovely. I was like, oh, he saved her life
Yes.
and he saved her death.
Mm-hmm.
Had to. That's how
I
K-dramas
know.
work, right?
But I will say this. I mean, Mago, the woman who played Mago, I wrote her name
Oh
down.
my
Where
God.
did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go?
She's so
I
great.
didn't read it.
Oh,
I don't know where it's at. Where is
I've got it.
She's.
Mini incarnation. Oh,
So
I
fun.
didn't.
I'm
Why
gonna
did I
say
not
this.
write down
I
the
could
name?
almost watch an entire K-drama just on watching all those different
I
incarnations.
know, and if we
Yeah.
actually saw all 12 of
I know. I just.
There were 12 of them.
How are
and
the
I
12 of
loved
us
it.
never all together? I'm like 12.
Oh,
I fully expected there to be a
loved
round
her
table
so
with
much.
all of them.
Oh my god, I loved it. But we have to say this. Mago kind of screwed young Chung Sung over, basically. So he basically is going to walk the earth from the age of 22 until whenever he passes, missing Manwol.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of a
yeah.
that kind of sucked.
Yeah.
I was a little bummed out for him, but you know it's a quibble.
They didn't show it, so it didn't happen.
Exactly. But yeah, overall,
the show.
I mean, it's so bingeable and so rewatchable.
Yeah,
like you
highly
know what this
recommend.
is what I've said numerous times on Twitter. It's kind of like that Jane Austen book that you read and you reread and you reread and you know all the pieces and you know exactly what's going to happen, but you still read it again and watch it again. You watch every
you
incarnation that gets redone of it because it was just so satisfying. It was just the characters were satisfying, the relationships were satisfying, the ending was satisfying. Like it was just
Solid
that.
all the
It
way
was
through.
just
Perfect.
solid.
And it could be my quibble with the time is just because I only have a limited amount of time to watch
Right.
shows and I'm trying to watch so many.
Yeah.
So that could have been
Of
a
course.
bias that was coming into play because I actually, the pacing was really lovely. I agree with you both and so evenly paced throughout the entire series. So
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
so good. And
Yep.
IU and Yojungu, I mean, again,
Oh.
I said this after Crown Clown, but I will
Phenomenal.
follow him just about anywhere, except when he's a robot.
And also
I'll stay out of it.
Kang Hong Suk, the Grim Reaper.
Oh, he was, I like him a
he's
lot.
in the new
him
the supermarket show.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's in
okay,
that one.
nice.
Oh, that's
good.
right. That's
okay,
right.
we'll have to
Oh,
check
I'm
that one
excited.
out.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, just an amazing cast. Just an amazing cast, an amazing production. It was amazing.
Some fun call outs in the last episode.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I can't believe you didn't mention the Soji sub one, Karen.
Oh,
Yes.
Well, what do you think I said call out just now?
I
actually think
I literally
there were-
like yelped out loud. I laughed
I was
so
like,
hard.
I was like, well, the young people refer to him as so nice. I'm like, what? I was like, you're not talking to. She's like,
So
so
hilarious.
I'm like,
I was like, oh
no
my
way.
God.
But there was kind of another one if you could stretch it a little bit when she's in the one of their final product placements where she's buying a television for
yes.
as a wedding gift, and she's speaking her very casually and then adds yo, pauses and then adds yo to make it a little bit more polite. That is something that Soji Sub's character did way back in I Love You, I'm Sorry.
Oh.
And that was like a character thing for him
Okay.
where he had to learn because he was like basically a street rat who like was Korean by birth but
Was that a Hong
grew up
Sisters
in-
show also?
No, that's not.
Oh,
that's not
okay.
a Hong Sisters
Okay.
show. I think the
Okay.
Hong Sisters connection was just because
Oh yeah,
Soji
just
Sub.
Soji
Soji
Sub.
just
Yeah,
Soji Sub.
absolutely. That's
But I was
hilarious.
like, one could perhaps
One
say
could
it was
stretch
it was
that
just
one.
too
Yes.
much. But I'm sure that's not the only show that had
Right,
a character who
but
had to learn
Karen
how to
knows
speak.
the Soji Sub one.
Yes.
It might catch my attention, shall we say? So.
Oh, Hotel de Luna, thank you so much. It was
Yeah.
so
If it
good.
wins all the awards
Oh my
for
God.
like costume design and set design, if there are any. I hope there are. They should make awards for those things. 'Cause,
Right.
It was
And-
amazing.
And can we just say that the Kim So-hyun next project, I think we're all kind of excited about, right? Holy God. Okay.
Welcome back.
We're just, right? What a way to come back.
Yeah.
Like, that, I'm not going to lie. The things that were trending after Hotel de Luna wrapped up the other night
It was him.
Hotel de Luna and Hotel Blue Moon. Those are the two biggest trends.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I think Hotel Blue Moon actually was a bigger one. And that clip has been shared like 8 bajillion
Yeah.
times. People losing their damn minds.
It's like, no wonder he delivered a coffee truck to
Right?
set. Perhaps the day you were
So,
filming your
right.
cameo.
It was
We're on
crazy.
to you.
Anyway. All right, you guys. Whoo! All right, Hotel de Luna, we will miss you a lot. Lots
Oh,
and
yeah.
lots. But I think we got some good stuff coming up in September. So if you haven't, first and foremost, we're the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Marisa.
Check out our Can't Wait to Watch list for September. We've got a lot of really good ones coming up. We've got Melt Me Softly with Chi Jung-wook. And we've got Vagabond with Lee Seung-gi.
Vagabond,
Oh,
yeah.
those are probably my top
When
two.
the camellias bloom
And
or something
Camellias
like
Bloom,
that.
yeah.
too.
We got all sorts of guys
Oh,
coming back
good
from the
stuff.
military. It's going to
Yep.
be great. All
Yeah.
right, you guys. We'll see you next time.